everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Women show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Carmel Miller, and this is.
Hey everybody, I'm Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And today we are going to be interviewing. We're going to do another interview. I think this is interview number
Number two.
2. I thought it was 3. Well,
Number
interview
two,
number
three, one of those.
2 or 3, one
Yeah.
of them. And today we're going to be interviewing a breast cancer warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're celebrating Breast Cancer Aware Month, which everybody should know is during the month of October. And so we all got our pink on because pink means or pink symbolizes breast cancer. And so we're so excited about having our guest, Karen Wilson Palmer, with us today. Say hello to the audience, Sister Karen.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to everyone. And thank you, Pastor Christy, Wise Woman, and to Sister Carmel, Wisdom Girl. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. We're so excited to have you as well. Well, I'm going to throw the ball into Wisdom Girl's court, and she's going to begin our interview. We just want to talk with you, and we know that you have a powerful story, and so we're excited to hear and excited for you to share your story with all of our viewers and our listeners. So go ahead, Wisdom Girl, take it away.
Well, my first question for you is, when were you first diagnosed and at what age were you?
So I was first diagnosed officially December 2012. So 10 years ago. So I was 49 years old.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So when you were first diagnosed, first of all, how were you initially diagnosed? Did you notice something? Did you have an examination? How were you initially diagnosed?
Well, I initially, I was already in stage 3 when I was diagnosed.
Okay.
And so my breast was, getting a little large and it was getting red and not quite sure. I was on vacation with my mother-in-law at the time, who is a nurse, a registered nurse, and I had her look at it. And so she says, well, when we get back, I want you to go to the doctor. And so she made me make the appointment from Florida, which was where we were on vacation at the time.
Okay.
And I made the appointment from there. And so by the time I got back to New York, it was a couple of days. And then, I noticed it. But I initially noticed it and just not realizing that this might be something happening to me.
Right.
Just kind of ignored it.
Right. So let me also ask you then. You said you were in stage 3 when you were first diagnosed. So were you in pain other than noticing like the variation in the size and the look? Were you in any type of pain or anything?
Not at all. I was a person that jogged, did extra, I was always walking and jogging, walking and jogging, walking and jogging. So that was something that I did on a regular. And even during that time, that was what I was still doing,
Wow.
And not knowing.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wisdom Girl?
Next question. Okay. So, how did you feel when you received the news, and how did it affect your family?
That's a good question.
Yes. It was very difficult because of the time of the year. So it's a festive time of the year, the month of December.
Yeah.
So it's a festive, happy, Christmas, celebrating Christ. It was just that time of the year.
Yeah.
And so this was, I had two, how do you say, I had two different medical doctors examine me because I wanted more than one opinion.
Yeah.
So the first opinion was from Maimonides Hospital, and so the doctor, just kind of, did some blood work and shared with me over the phone what the results were. And I cried and cried and cried, and I was actually got the news. I was home by myself. So the children were in the after school program. My husband was working. My mother was home. So my mother-in-law knew that I was going to be getting the news. So she was one of the ones that called me initially and said, well, what did the doctor say?
Okay.
So I shared that with her, but it was very, very difficult. I was minutes away from having to have to go across the street to the daycare to get the kids from after school, so I really had to kind of get myself together, to now shift myself, not feeling sorry for myself, but just kind of, moving into what I needed to do next, which was, go get my kids, come back home, feed them, and do homework. So life, didn't change, but it was hard.
Yeah.
And so that night I was up night. So my husband came in from work at midnight. I shared the news with him. It was extremely hard. It was emotional, and the tears just flowed, for a while.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. That had to be, especially like you said, during that time of the year, it had to kind of shift things for the family. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so important what you're sharing with us, because people need to know that, breast cancer comes in different forms. It comes in different ways. It's not always the same way, like you were saying, you didn't feel any pain, you noticed differences, but no pain at all. And I want to, I mean, I've never been diagnosed with breast cancer, but I've had a breast cancer scare last year, as a matter of fact. And I just went for a regular mammogram, and, they saw something in my breasts, in both breasts. And they wanted me to go for these various different tests. And so I even got a biopsy, but I didn't feel any different. As a matter of fact, I didn't feel what they felt.
Right.
I didn't feel any lump or anything like that. Thank God it just turned out to be just a abnormal cyst. Yeah. That they said is kind of normal.
Right.
Particularly as you get older. But it was very, very scary. And I didn't, really share it. This is my first time, really sharing the details to this degree anyway, publicly.
Right.
But it was a scary thing. And to be at the women's clinic with a bunch of women, some having breast cancer, some finding out, that alone is something that can drain you and play on your emotions.
Yeah, I can't express enough the importance of that annual mammogram, because that's the first real source of detection.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the first real and true exam that's going to let you know what is going on.
Yeah.
And women over the age of 40, please, I can't say enough. Do your due diligence and just, have that self-examination.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that we're having this conversation here, because, young girls are here as well, and we need to have more conversation with younger girls so that they know. So, Wisdom Girl, did you want to ask another question or say something?
Well, I wanted to piggyback off of the last question, basically,
Mhm.
the one you asked. What did you when you were in Florida? Did you think that when it was red, did you think that it was like a bug bite or something? Especially knowing since you were in Florida that it was like a mosquito bite or like
Mm.
basically like a bug bite or something.
Well, you know what? I knew something extra was going on because it started to get a little heavy. So
Mm.
that was, so the redness was, okay, well, when you're married, sometimes, your body, gets, red spots or,
Right, right.
bruises, or not to say bruises, but, you know,
Mhm.
that. So pretty much just kind of thinking that maybe that was all it is.
Yeah.
And not even my husband even noticed anything. So
Mhm.
um, I had been going through it, so the enlargement was happening over a period of time, you
Okay.
but it wasn't until I was, in Florida that I started to notice the heaviness,
Yeah.
um, and the discoloration, so excuse me. So when
Mhm.
that started to happen, that's when I kind of shared with my mother-in-law, who, like I said, is a nurse, and I wanted her professional opinion on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, no, at no time did I think it was, a bite of any sort, but yet a concern that something more was going on. But again, not having a family history of cancer,
Mhm.
no. So the men in the family, older men, have had cancer. Um,
Okay.
my mother's brothers, prostate cancer. My
Mhm.
other uncle, asbestos, but nothing in the family. So I
Yeah.
was actually the first one to, be diagnosed with, in the women, with
Right.
cancer.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Wow. So what was your biggest self-discovery or your, revelation that you may have had after you were diagnosed?
Um, uh, I guess I would say, just sh- uh, just kind of showing vulnerability in or that it's okay to ask for help,
Okay.
and also being vulnerable is not a weakness. um,
Mm.
and so just kind of realizing those particular things, because initially I was hiding. I did not want to share. I did not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So when I began to kind of just be a little more open and vulnerable about, um, I'm not the only one.
Mhm.
There are other women having this experience. Um,
Yeah.
and, so when I began to go to the doctor, I began to see, and there are women from every ethnic background that are, it's not just Black people, it's not just white people, but I
Yeah.
see them from all religious backgrounds. I saw them from all the cultures, from Asian to Korean to African American to Jewish, to
Mm.
Italians, young, old, so I, had to come to that realization that, it's not just me. This is not, anything that I did wrong.
Yeah.
This is just, something that has happened. And, I had to kind of, deal with, the emotional reactions that I was having, um,
Mhm.
surrounding, the disease and being sick. And I had to, come to the realization that, I can't let this consume me. Um,
Yeah.
um, and I would actually, so there were two sets of treatments. And after the first set of treatments that I had,
Mhm.
I would still come the following day from the day I was treated, and I would go in the park and do a mile or 2 miles.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was still kind of moving and going and doing, because
Yeah.
I also did not want the narrative that people were telling me about what cancer does to you, how you're going to act and respond to the cancer. I did not want that to consume me, and I did not want that to be my narrative. So I continue to do as I was normally doing, you know. So I so I guess I would have to say that was probably, parts of my reflections and reflections about all of this.
Okay. Wow. All right. Wisdom girl.
Oh, it's my turn again? Okay. So my question is, what was the most difficult part of your journey and how did you overcome it?
Good question. So I guess I would say thoughts of not being around to raise my children.
Wow.
So they were 7 and 10 years old at the time. So my son was 7 years old and my daughter was 10 years old. So they're now 17 and 20. And, so a lack of faith, kicked in. I guess I began to ask questions about, why is this happening to me? What am I supposed to experience from this? Is this my story? Is this my end? So, I just like I said earlier, I would go into the park and, that would be my time. I walked and talked with God. And just allowing him to speak into me and encourage me, along the way, was parts. And I had to learn to develop a new narratives, new words, and begin to speak over myself. And some of them were, you are amazing, you are awesome, you are chosen, you're beautiful, you're fearless, you're enough. So those were the things. You're healed. You will be healed. I'm with you. You're victorious. You're a winner. You are anointed. So all I had to really kind of just, speak over myself. You are a conqueror. You are phenomenal. You are a I really had to speak over.
Come on,
to speak into me so I can speak over myself. So I would I came home and I got index cards and I wrote words, and that began to be my board, my vision board, and I began to, speak those words every day I would get up.
My Lord.
Those were those.
Wow.
I am who I say you are,
Yes.
So I just learned to, kind of move and just begin to not let it consume me. Listen, as God said, I have plans, not a plan. I have plans for you.
Yes.
I am with you. I just need, this is your part. Believe, trust, and have faith. I am orchestrating everything. Come
on. Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Wow.
That so that I had to move. And I just wanted to say, I really had, and this is important also to getting better, getting more healthier, is having that village. When you have a village around you and supporting you,
right,
it is part of your therapy. It is part of your getting better, your improvement. Is it is everything. Even though you don't know it, they are definitely praying for you. I had a mother-in-law who would go with me to my medical appointments. She would meet me. We get on the train and go into Manhattan together, and she would sit there with me 3 and 4 hours while I was getting treatments.
Wow.
I had a cousin who would, drive me to the train stations, or pick me up and bring me home.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't necessarily a praying cousin, but she ministered to my heart whenever I was in the car with her, because she put on, songs by gospel artists that just ministered to my heart.
Yeah.
So she was just the person that I needed,
Mm-hmm.
during part of my journey as well.
Right.
And
Right.
so like I say, that village, my mother, my children, just daily seeing them, because for them, I guess I must not have looked sick, because I still had to do help with homework. I still had to, kind of, make sure that they were in bed on time.
Wow.
My mother, moved in with me, so she was with me from
Wow.
Sunday to Friday, to make sure that the kids had something to eat, to make sure I ate, make sure that they had their bath, said their prayers and were in the bed,
Yeah.
they would come in, and help me bathe, because a part of that was, I wasn't able to do for myself for a short period of time.
Right.
So she would come and help wash me up. Okay,
Wow.
and my mother isn't young, so imagine a 60-something-year-old woman, trying to support me, taking care of 2 kids. And I will say also help take care of my husband, okay, and as well as me. So having that village, is
My God.
important.
Wow. Wow. That's so amazing. What a story of how you have been able to be so positive in the midst of a storm. So many people give up in the midst of a storm. So many people throw in the towel because, you got a diagnosis, because something happened in your life, some tragedy, some trauma, some drama. But your story and your testimony is so encouraging, because in the midst of what you were going through, living with cancer, being diagnosed, and you were speaking over yourself, you were blessing yourself, you were speaking, scriptures over yourself, words over yourself. And I believe that when you speak God's word, then things begin to happen. Things begin to happen. And so we just pause to celebrate you. Just for not giving up, for your faith, for your example. And I have to say, for those who are watching, you might not know, I am Karen's pastor, and I have to say, you exude that even now. Like, that is who you are. You exude, positive things. You speak well over people. You believe God with all your heart and all your soul and all your strength. And it's such a freshness. It's such a beautiful thing to see someone like you being, everybody doesn't know your whole story. They know you're a cancer survivor, but they don't know your whole story. And so I'm just over the moon right now. I'm just so excited. So excited. I want to ask this question because, I've been wondering about it myself, and Wisdom Girl might, want to kind of chime in as well on it. But is breast cancer a topic that should be discussed with young girls? Like, Wisdom Girl is 10 years old. Should we be having these conversations? 11. I keep saying you're 10. I'm sorry. You're 11 now. Should we be having these conversations with girls as young as her, or young?
I would say absolutely yes. And if I had a daughter, I guess I would begin to have that conversation with her as soon as she starts her cycle. Okay, because that's when, again, you have to have that conversation with her about her body changing and what is happening with her body at that particular time. Okay, so then now you still want to let her know her body is changing. So these are the things that you want to always be checking for. Okay, and as a young lady who is going through puberty, you want to be able to explain how to do that. So when you're in the shower, you want to examine your breasts. Okay, and I would definitely begin. I don't want to kind of go into details about how that should be done because that's each family's way of
Yeah, got it. Okay.
that. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Wisdom girl.
Again? Wow, this is my chances are coming up fast.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, really, like, how do you feel about that, knowing that that conversation should be had with girls your age? Does that make you nervous, frightened? Does that, I'm just
I
curious.
mean, for me personally, it's not really that scary, but I'm still kind of nervous.
Mm,
It still makes me kind of nervous.
okay.
But like for me, when I get nervous, sometimes I start getting cold. Like I start feeling chilly.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's just me. I really don't have any thoughts about it. It's just like sometimes when I talk about it with my mom, I get nervous.
Okay.
Sometimes I get nervous. I get kind of chilly sometimes, but like
Yeah.
still.
Well, even older women are nervous about it. We don't talk about it enough amongst ourselves as women, and so we really have to do better with that. We really do. I want us to just have a few more questions, a few more answers. But we are at that what is it? We're at that 227 mark. So for the sake of television, they're gonna kill me that I said that. Oh my God. We're going to kind of close the segment and then we'll come right back. So all of our audience, stay tuned with us. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. We are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month with our guest, who's a breast cancer warrior, Karen Wilson Palmer, and she is sharing with us her story about her journey with breast cancer and how she got through it. And we are so encouraged. So please stick around. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
And we're back. What's up, Wisdom Squad? We are back for segment 2, I guess.
Yep.
Segment 2, I guess, the second part of it. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just joining, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, share, follow, just do it.
All that stuff. All right, Wisdom Girl, go ahead.
Okay, so my next question is, have you had any opportunities to share your story or basically to support others who may be suffering from breast cancer?
Well, I have to say this might be the biggest platform that I have actually shared my story on. I have shared it in church before, not just Kingdom Church International, but also in a church by the name of Jesus Quintessential. And so those basically have been the platforms that I have shared it on. One of the things that I have done, so I think the second part of your question was, how have I supported other women? Is that the question? Okay.
Yeah.
So every year, it has really, so for the last few years, it has been on my heart to give back and to support women, because I know what it felt like during that time for me, not knowing, how my kids were going to get to camp. So just little things, how I was going to, do the extra things that you normally do when you're working for your kids. How are you going to, get certain things paid for? How was I going to pay, the light bill, the gas bill? But when you're married, sometimes, those things are alleviated.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you still have to struggle with how to get things done. Okay. So
Yeah.
one of the things I have done is I have solicit donations from family and friends every year. And so one year I solicited funds from family and friends, and I put the monies in as a love offering. I deliver it to the hospital or a treatment center. Give it directly to a woman that has been identified to me by the hospital social worker or a nurse that I'm affiliated with that works with an oncologist. So I have done that. Last year, I did a sip and paint as a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And those donations, went out. And this year, I'm also soliciting donations through a popcorn fundraiser. Okay. So, so just kind of different things I'm kind of doing every year.
Yeah.
And make sure that I am reaching at least, if not, so my goal this year is to reach at least 7 women, and, and I'm going to continue along that route until,
Yeah.
we get it.
Awesome. Well, I need to tell you that people are giving you some shout outs in the chat. And I just wanted to, make sure that I told you. Sister Tanisha says, God bless you, Sister Karen, for your faith, strength, and courage. Sunday's best. Sister Carol says, awesome that you are. MIT missionary IT Karen. Let's see. Deacon Jenny says, I had an aunt that had breast cancer at the age of 16. So after Sister Karen, so she's saying that your testimony is a blessing to keep sharing. She wants you to keep sharing your testimony. It's a blessing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Sister Yvette says, or MIT Yvette says, Sister Karen, thank you for your words of wisdom, because some people don't understand unless they walk in your shoes. And so we're just, thanking God for, first of all, I know personally that this is not something that you're normally comfortable with because you like being behind the scenes. You do not like being in the front. So let me applaud you because you have a powerful story. And as much as you like being behind the scenes, your story deserves to be up front, because so many women, so many girls, young women need to know your story so that they don't give up hope, so that they don't throw in the towel. Even when, like for me, when you get a cancer scare and you got to go through all these different tests and all these different examinations, that you don't throw in the towel, even no matter what the diagnosis is, you got your mindset is what's going to carry you through. And you have definitely, you've definitely taught us about that. And so, we thank God for you and for your story. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Listen, girl, I'm sorry.
I was trying to say something. I was trying to say something, but then I lost my thought.
Oh, no, that's unusual.
I actually wanted to say, something, towards the young people, so in terms of, so just be mindful of how you treat your bodies, as because young people, we don't think we're going to get sick, or we're going to have anything like this. But just be mindful of how you treat your body, and what you eat. It's important to exercise and eat healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Deacon Jenny has been saying, over, the last, year since she's been, in culinary,
Mhm.
that she's been doing it is, in her learning, she's, she has been sharing with us, eat healthy,
Yeah.
look at your portion, okay? Eat healthy. Don't have a steak and some French fries, okay? And a cup of salad, okay? Come, you know, that's why they created the chart with
Mhm.
the four sections on there.
Choose my plate. That's they be doing that, and they be doing that in schools a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's important, and in terms of educating, young people, I think it is important to kind of, you know, um, expose them to maybe visuals,
Mhm.
in terms of
Okay.
educating them about, breast cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I
No, what I was gonna say.
okay, go.
Well, I was gonna say is you were talking about donations. I think was the last question or two
Yes.
ago. You were talking about donations. Have you ever done it for kids who have cancer? Like donated things to hospitals such as St. Jude.
Mm.
I have personally, but the donations that I collect, I don't. So I've done my own personal, collections to, St. Jude, as well as to just, plain cancer research.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything that any message, if you were to like kind of give a couple, one sentence, two sentence, or whatever message to women across the globe in regard to breast cancer awareness, being aware, what would you say?
Um, Self-checking your body regularly.
Okay.
Self-checking your body regularly. Um, um, don't be afraid to spend time with someone,
Mm,
who has breast cancer.
okay.
Um, and support can look different
Mm,
for, in their journey.
yeah.
Support can just be sitting with them and watching TV. It
Mm,
doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary gift.
yeah.
And it's interesting that I brought that up because, yesterday, a friend of mine's, she herself didn't reach out, but in the chat that I'm in with about maybe 5 other women, um, one of the other sisters, put into the chat that she needed a ride, to the treatment center. And so I was like, okay, well, let me see if anyone else is going to chime in before I do it, because I did have, a schedule.
Mhm.
Everybody was saying, somebody was saying they weren't feeling well. They had, an appointment. So I just chimed in and said, let her know that I got her. So I
Mm,
took her to, her appointment at 1 o'clock.
yeah.
One of the things I asked her was, does she feel supported? Does she feel like she has enough family support,
Okay.
and friend support, in this journey?
Yeah.
So she said yes.
Okay.
And and that's like, okay, well then, that's what I just want to make sure that you have enough support that you're going to need. And if not, what can I do?
Mm,
Support you, in this journey. I also want to, encourage people, not just people with breast cancer, but people, who are, suffering from, certain kind of illnesses. Educate yourself on your insurances
mm,
and the benefits of your insurances. Okay, don't wait until you get sick, before you kind of start to have to look into that. But know what they are and know what are the better, insurance for you.
yeah.
Because a lot of the doctors, kind of, shrug their shoulders at some of the insurance. Just because Blue Cross Blue Shield is a global name for insurance doesn't necessarily
Mhm.
mean they're the best insurance and
Right.
that doctor is going to accept that insurance. But, so just kind of, knows a little bit about insurance and networking with other people
Yeah.
is always, a good thing.
Wow.
I have another network, AARP,
Okay.
so is a network, and so I have a motivational running group,
Mhm.
that I'm,
Wow. Good.
so just kind of, network. It's always an opportunity for you to learn something that you don't know,
Yeah.
or come into contact with someone with a lot of experience that can share some information with you.
Wow. Wow. That's good. That's powerful. I love how you are so you didn't just say, okay, I've gone through my treatment, I'm good, I'm in remission, and okay, let me go live my life. You stay connected and you cared about other women, and you realize you still need that support, that there is still a journey that you're taking. And I think that's such a powerful lesson for all of us. And so I'm so grateful to God for you being here. I want to just tell you that Deacon Jenny said that she would like to, and let me just thank Deacon Jenny, because, I didn't think of this to say. And so, that's why I love when people type in the chat, because they kind of help us, give ideas and different things like that. So she says that she would like to submit $50 toward your goal of reaching 7 women or more. So yes.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
what
Thank you, Deacon Jenny.
yeah, so there may be somebody else who wants to, donate. I would love to help as well. So how can we do that? What are the ways, tell us what to do.
Okay. So I can submit into the WOG chat, and you can just donate through the pop-up popcorn. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to purchase the popcorn. You could just make the donation.
Okay, so tell us what that is, because there'll be a whole lot of other people that don't know what in the world WOG is that'll be watching this.
Okay, so I've
Women of Grace, by the way, if you're Women of Grace from Kingdom Church International.
Yes, and I powered my phone off so it wouldn't ring and disturb me during the
Okay.
I have to wait for it to come back on, because I don't have the.
Okay, so I'm going to
But I did email it or text it to you, so you may have it, Pastor.
Okay. If all right, so how are we going to do this? Okay. So we want you to, for those who are interested in donating to support other women who have breast cancer, to help Sister Karen or Missionary in Training Karen support those who have who are suffering from breast cancer, then we want you to email. You can send an email to this right here, this email right here, kci.nyc09@gmail.com. We'll send you all the information, the Cash App, the different ways of giving. If someone we could post, yes. Okay, Deacon Jenny, do me a favor. What's the way we give, the best way to give through WOG? Can you post it in the comments, and then I'll make sure that we put it up there. So, people want to be on board with you, and, we want to support. It's just so powerful, to know that people care, even, even those of us who may not have gone through your journey, have not had your journey, but we see how you came out. We see how you, how you just powered through it, and you believe God for it. So we thank God. Okay, so what's your popcorn? What's your popcorn link?
It's called Women Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess so this is my first time doing this. So
Okay.
yeah. So
And
it's
how would they find it?
so I guess if when they type in Women Warriors Organized from October the 15th to October the 19th.
Okay, Women Warriors, October the 15th through the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the popcorn? What's the name of the popcorn fundraiser? So they know what they're.
Double Good.
Okay, there we go. Double Good popcorn. I'm just say fundraiser. All right.
Yes.
And so hopefully people can search for that and go on the Double Good. Thank you, Deacon Jenny. To go on the Double Good app, okay? Double Good app, and you should be able to find Women Warriors and make a donation through Sister Karen's popcorn fundraiser to bless and to help other women who are going through and experiencing breast cancer. So we thank the Lord for you today and for being our guest, for blessing all of us, for blessing each and every one of us. And thank you for staying a little longer. We thank our audience for staying a little longer as well so that we can talk with you just a little bit more. Wisdom Girl, what you got to say?
Well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, to turn on your notifications, give us a huge thumbs up on YouTube, and also follow, friend, the whole
shebang. Yes. So tell them how they can get in contact with Wisdom Girl Wise Woman.
Well, you can go on our Instagram at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. You can also go on our Facebook at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. And then you could go on our website at www.wisdomgirlwisewoman.com.
All right. And we'll make sure that we post on our Facebook site as well as our website how you can support other women, or women, I should say, with breast cancer, how you can be a part of Sister Karen's fundraiser. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you, Sister Karen. God bless you. You are a gem to all of us. Thank you, and thank you. All right, we'll be back here next week, same time, same channel, all of that. Bye-bye, everybody. We love you.